Hi, I'm Nolan Bentley. I'm a teacher at Cypress Creek High School teaching biology this year. I'm in room 1212 if you have any questions. In this video, I'm trying to talk to you about something very, very near to my heart. In fact, it is my heart. It's also my brain, also my head, also my eyeballs, also everything I'm made out of. They're called biomolecules. Biomolecules. Two big parts to that word. We have the bio part. Bio, it's like biology. It has to do with living things. Molecules, well, molecules are a term for when we take atoms. So if you zoom in on something, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Eventually, you get to these little ball-shaped things, and you can't really divide those. So we call those atoms. They're the fundamental building block of nature. Different types of atoms are called elements, and if you string them together, so another element, another element, another element, you get a molecule. Okay, so these strings of atoms having to do with life. Well, biomolecules. It's what we're made out of. All these little hairs on my skin, the hairs on my head, these delicious pancakes, the butter on top of my pancakes. All of these things came from living things or are still living. And so they're made of biomolecules. Now, these pancakes, mostly carbohydrates, which you've probably heard of before. They contain energy. They taste really good. Yes. I'm really just hungry. They taste delicious because they provide us energy. And so you'll hear people talking about them for diets. The butter on top of them is a mixture of fats and proteins and carbohydrates. So they're a little more complex. But we try to keep it simple for you. We got four main types. We have carbohydrates, lipids, that's like fat, proteins, and something called nucleic acids. So when you take those four things, you put them together, you get most of what makes us up. And so that's why we call them biomolecules. All right, so what I want you to do today is I want you to go home and find a carton that's, there's not much food left in it, or an empty bottle, or some kind of food container that has nutritional information on it.
So here's an example of cottage cheese. Looking at its nutrition information on the back, we can see all sorts of things like the serving size at the top left is a half a cup. So if you ate half a cup of this material, you would get the following nutrition. So here is nutritional information for some whole milk. Here our serving size is 1 cup. Underneath serving size, we see calories, 150. What that means is that this serving size contains 150 of what we call kilocalories, and that is a unit of energy inside of a chemical. So we use that to do things like exercise and just move around and just live. We need calories. We may ask you to calculate the number of calories that fats, carbohydrates, and proteins give you in any serving size of a certain food product. In order to calculate these things, you take the number of grams of that type of chemical and then multiply it by the number of calories that are contained in each gram of it. For fats, it is 9 calories per gram. For carbohydrates, they contain 4 calories per gram, and proteins also contain 4 calories per gram. Now what you're going to do is for your two items, you're going to go back in the video and look at how to do those calculations. You'll notice that, for example, fats, I took the 8 grams of fat, multiplied it by 9 calories per gram, which is our measurement for fat, and that gave me a total of 72 calories from fat. Remember, your homework is to calculate the total number of calories from fats, carbohydrates, and proteins in 2 different food items. Record that on a separate sheet of paper and bring in to turn into your teacher. Thank you.
Oh, these pancakes are delicious. Have a good day.